Hey, I'm Nikki and welcome to my channel, where I occasionally show you how to make expensive clothing on the cheap. I hope you're here because you're interested in watching a very easy sewing tutorial for people who are interested in practicing hacking their own closet. And if you don't know what that means taking clothes that you already own in your closet and using them as the basis for new self-drafted patterns. Because why reinvent the wheel? Truly, why do it? So today I will be showing you how to make this $58 Reformation top that has like 2 bow ties on the sides. It's very basic. This is a perfect example of a basic that you should already have, a tank top, we hope. If not, there might be bigger problems at play, which I can't speak to. For context, a while ago, I asked my Instagram followers what kind of content they'd like to see from me, and one of them was like, can you just make a basic?
Can you just make a basic?
And I was like, you know what? I have only been posting formal dresses on my Instagram for a while now, and I should probably mix it up. So at 3 in the morning one day, I decided to just make this tank top because I saw it on Reformation's website, and I was like, you know what? I could do that, which is how a lot of my projects start, boldly and with no plans, only vibes. So here I am to show you that I can make a basic and I can do a project without getting glitter or sequins all over my floor. So I hope you keep watching and I hope you enjoy this video.
Before we get started, we should grab our supplies, like our trusty rotary cutter. Once it's reached an internal temperature of 125 degrees, carefully remove your cutting mat from the oven. I'm completely out of jokes, I'm so sorry. It was rude of me to start a bit that I couldn't commit to. First, pull a tank top from your closet that fits you well. When choosing the fabric for this project, you need to make sure that the stretch of your tank matches the fabric that you pick. For example, both my tank and my fabric are 4-way stretch fabrics. I'm aware that my tank top and chosen fabric are basically the same color. I do not know why I did this. I have no answers for you. Next, grab your cutting mat. I'm using this one that was gifted to me by Eversewn. Thank you so much. It's actually pretty great. It folds out. It's awesome. Slide that under your fabric, and we're going to be playing this fast and loose. You're going to grab your tank top, and you're going to literally fold it where the armholes start. Then you're going to start cutting along the edge of your tank top, leaving ideally 3/4 of an inch to an inch of seam allowance. I bet you're like, wow, this is hideous. Why did Nikki not just use a less janky tank top that was a different color from the fabric? I don't know. I have, again, no answers for you. Once you're done cutting, you're going to fold that piece of fabric in half and you're going to start cleaning up the edges. We do this so that if we mess up on one side, at least we've messed up on both sides. Are mistakes really mistakes if they're symmetrical? I don't know, you tell me. We're also going to go ahead and clean up the edges so that they are also perfectly symmetrical. For the neckline, I did a sort of sweetheart neckline, very slight. I wanted it to match the photo as much as possible. You can do a square neckline, whatever you want. We're going to use the front piece to create the back piece. To do this, we're going to keep the front part folded and we're going to cut on fold just along the vertical line of the tank top. Once you get to where the armhole should begin, you're going to just cut a horizontal line. This fabric ended up being kind of difficult to cut, so I needed to clean up this back piece as well, just to make sure that all the edges were nice and straight. This next part is quite possibly the most annoying aspect of this tutorial, and I'm sorry ahead of time. It's time to make the straps. What I recommend doing is literally just cutting a 4-inch wide piece of your fabric just along the entirety of the bottom, which should be close to 40 inches. Mine ended up being 38 total, and we're going to use this to make both straps. Here I am just cleaning up the edges because, like I said, this fabric was a little bit difficult to cut. Once we're done cleaning the edges, we're going to fold it in half and just do our nice symmetrical cleanup work. Next, we're going to sew the front and back pieces right sides together. To do this, we're going to use a zigzag stitch. Here I'm using the 4th stitch on my machine. You can see it up close in this clip. You can also see the millimeter width if you wanted to just manually set your sewing machine. Once you're done sewing the bodice portion of the top, you're going to sew your straps right sides together using a zigzag stitch as well. Once you flip them inside out, it's time to steam them. Don't come for me, but I recommend steaming it so that the seam is not visible on the side aka putting it in the middle back. So you're gonna do this for the entirety of the 38, 40 inch, whatever long strip of straps you have. Next, you're going to fold this long strip into 4 pieces and cut it into 4 individual straps. You can do this just in half at first and do another fold, which is what I ended up doing. For this next part, if you have a rolled hem foot, I recommend using it. The reason why I'm doing like a really manual, I think about 3mm rolled hem here is because honestly, my old sewing machine was not that great. I wish that I had done this once I got my newer sewing machine. It would have looked so much nicer. And once you complete the rolled hem on the back side, you're going to top stitch the front. This is more for aesthetic purposes, honestly. Look, I know this doesn't look perfect, but I need to disclose that my tension on my sewing machine at the time was not fantastic, which is part of the reason why I got a new one. I also wasn't using threads that were exactly the right color, and so it wasn't as forgiving. But if you did use correct thread colors, honestly, I think that this would look so cute.
Hey, yeah, future Nikki here, who's editing this video. I just need to prove a point about what I'm saying about my old sewing machine just really not having what it takes to do a rolled hem. Let me show you what my new sewing machine can do. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I did it with contrasting threads so you could just see how like stunning that rolled hem is. Like, if I had had this sewing machine before, it just, it would have been immaculate.
God, you look like the 4th of July.
Now it's time to add the straps. With your tank top folded, you're going to pin the edges together so that when we're working on this, it's going to remain symmetrical. On one side, you're going to pin the strap in place and make sure that that's actually the location that you want it at. And once we're done pinning it here, we will flip over the tank top and pin the other strap on the other side. We'll be using this exact same method to attach the back of the straps. So the final-ish step here is to line up the ends of the straps, all 4 of them, and cut them diagonally. And you could also do this much earlier in the process and sew them inside out. I had just gotten a serger at this time and was kind of drunk off the power of having a serger, which is why the edges are serged. I would not do that again, but alas. Here's the final product. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for me. I love learning new things. Also, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos.
So I was supposed to edit and post this video a long time ago. And you know what, life just got in the way, but I'm hoping that I'm able to make this into a series for you guys where I show you how to make expensive clothing with very inexpensive fabrics and hopefully without a pattern that you have to purchase. So if you have any ideas, like drop them in the comments, leave me a link, I don't know. Maybe we should all say a prayer together.